Hello, everyone. Welcome. And it is a delight to see you all. We can see we have many participants already from all over. And we are happy and we're delighted to see you. And Amy to here for the GUSO Global Celebrations. My name is Judy Amina, and I work for the Kenya SRHR Alliance. And with me, there's Dagem, whom I'll let introduce himself.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Global GUSO Celebration event. My name is Dagem Damiro. I am the Youth Country Coordinator for the Get Up Speak Out program in Ethiopia. And we are very happy to see you all joining us today.
Yeah. So thank you.
Yep.
We're going to be our host for today, Dagem.
Yeah, we'll be kicking off in a few minutes to go to the other sessions. But until in the meantime, please rename yourself with your name and your country so that we can easily identify uh, who is participating from which country.
Yeah. We'd like to know more about you and maybe just get to know more about each other. So just make sure you go to the three dots where you can you will see more. Go to those three dots and then you can rename yourself. Make sure that you write your name and the country that you're coming from. You can also talk more in case you have anything else to share, you can put it in the chat box. I will be sharing more also on the chat box in case of any more instructions or details for the sessions. If you're speaking, please remember to unmute yourself, but always keep yourselves unmuted, sorry. Always mute yourself. Only when you're speaking, you will be able to unmute yourself.
Yeah, thank you, Judy. We'll just like to share a few house rules for our sessions today. We can communicate with each other in the Zoom chat. The sessions are being recorded. Please keep in mind that your camera is on. And also, please ensure your mic is muted when you're not speaking. If you are speaking, please remember to limit the background noise as much as possible. And if you have to leave early, please say goodbye in the chat so that we know that you have left. And you'll find the social media hashtags highlighted in the chat box, which is Youth is More, Youth is Power, GUSO, Get Out, Speak Out. You can find them all in the chat boxes. Please share on all of your social media platforms.
And then, so thank you so much, Dagem. So we'll be engaging on social media, and please make sure that you use the hashtags that Dagem has shared. So I'd like to go through the agenda of the day. So we have a very awesome session for you the entire day. It's going to be packed with loads and loads of good things. So you can learn more about GUSO and what you've been able to do in the past 5 years. But first of all, we are going to have a day introduction, which we've already had with myself and Dagem. And we are glad to have met you, and we are glad to have you through the rest of the day. We are going to have a grand opening in a few minutes, and later after that, we're going to have a live song, GUSO live song. I'm sure you're going to enjoy that. And we are also going to see the impact of GUSO in the past 5 years, and that will be between 11:05 and 11:35. And then we'll have coffee with AIDS funds, IPPF and SIMAVI between 11:40 and 11:55. And then we'll have GUSO overarching strategies, the multi-component approach especially, and the sustainable alliances between 12 noon and 1 p.m. And then lastly, we are going to end the day with myself and Dagem and see you off. So we really hope that you'll enjoy the day sessions. And right now, we can already see the next session facilitators already on set and ready to take us through the next session. So thank you and welcome. So if you're just joining right now, please remember to just rename yourself rename yourself in the three dots at the bottom, written more. Just rename yourself with your country and your name. Make sure that we are able to know where you're from. We can also chat with each other at the chat box, and in case of any other questions, any other thing, please make sure that you put it in the chat box. Always mute yourself, but in case you're speaking, make sure there's less background noise, and make sure to unmute yourself. Welcome.
Yes, we're rolling. I guess we're rolling. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to those watching from Indonesia and Pakistan. Good afternoon. My name is Shishani, and I'll be your host for this session today. Today, we are live from all over the world with guests from all GUSO countries, and we're celebrating 5 years of this special program. GUSO stands for Sexual Health and Rights, and it's a program that is implemented in 7 countries in Asia and in Africa. GUSO, the word literally means get up, speak out. And it's focused on the youth, and it's the youth leading towards change. Now today, during this live show, we'll be sharing the highlights of the past 5 years with you. We'll also share the results and the learnings, what we've learned in these 5 years, but we'll also be celebrating these beautiful memories that have been created in these past 5 years. So please stick around because we'll have special guests. There are some surprises as well. To everybody who's logging in and just dribbling inside the chat right now, welcome. Lovely to have you here. Please also join the chat. If you have any comments, put them in the chat box. We'd love to know what you're thinking, what you're feeling. You can express yourself. We'd love to hear what you have to say about the celebration and about these past 5 years. We will now go and watch a video about GUSO to explain the program, and I'll see you right after that. So let's please go and watch the video together.
Don't you think handing out condoms works? That everybody has access to them? Then how come still 40% of all pregnancies worldwide are unwanted? Just handing somebody something, showing them how it works, and expecting them to use and believe in it is not enough. You need to be part of the culture, the young people, to make them understand why this is really important. To get up and speak out, we need to connect. To reach young people, you need young people like us, who understand the culture, who grew up in that culture. Access to basic rights is not just convenient in achieving this goal, it's crucial. But did you know that over 1 billion of us don't have access to these basic rights? We want to get up, speak out, and we can. We already do. Get Up, Speak Out brings together more than 50 organizations globally to fight for our basic rights. They train healthcare providers, educators, and do research, and all of this by focusing on the importance of reproductive health and rights for everybody. And it's working. In 7 different countries, alliances have come together to improve sexual and reproductive health and rights. These alliances are created for young people, but more importantly, also with young people. We decide what we need. Young people are involved at all levels, from the setup of the program and in the decision-making process. In health centers, schools, and community centers, not only young people, but also parents, caretakers, teachers, and community leaders play a part in this. Connecting, sharing, and inspiring each other. Only this way we can really motivate each other to get up, speak out for our reproductive health and rights, and be the change of tomorrow.
What an amazing program GUSO is. But now for something slightly different, we are moving to the official opening of the Global GUSO celebrations. And to do that, I would like to introduce the one and only Ton Koenen. He is live with us here in studio. Ton, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, take it.
Well, hello, and a very warm welcome to this closing event of the Get Up Speak Out program. We are going to celebrate 5 years of Get Up Speak Out for Youth Rights, a short program on sexual and reproductive health and rights, a program that is bold and innovative at the same time, and a program that has been of significance to millions of young people in 7 countries. GUSO is about people, and therefore also about their stories. For now, I'd like to highlight the story of Vantanesh. She's an 18-year-old youth advocate and peer educator on sexual and reproductive health and rights in Ethiopia. Little did she know that scary day when she first started her period. It would be one of these experiences that gave her the courage to later speak out. She would speak out for what she now knows is hers, for what she needed to understand inside and out, and for what she had to protect, her body. And what started as being out about herself became about the rights of young people in Ethiopia. The story of Vantanesh is one of the stories of impact that can be found in the exhibition space. Worldwide, there are major problems in the area of sexual and reproductive health and rights. A lack of SRHR puts women and girls, but also boys and men, in a disadvantaged position. Gender inequality gives room for gender-based violence. In many countries, sexuality before marriage is a very complicated issue, and many young women die because of unsafe abortions. Creating space for SRHR for young people in countries where it is not self-evident means giving young people the space to shape their own lives, to give them space for education, to develop themselves, to enjoy their sexual relationships, to feel free to fall in love with someone of their own choice. Being successful in this is only possible with young people themselves. That is at the heart of GUSO. And the adults who took the path of working with the young people have learned a lot themselves. GUSO is a wonderful program run by a very large network of 50 partners, a consortium of AIDS Funds, Choice, Dance for Life, IPPF, Simavi, and led by Rutgers, developed GUSO. We did this in collaboration with the Dutch Ministry of Foreign Affairs and with the SRHR alliances and partners in countries: Ethiopia, Ghana, Kenya, Malawi, Uganda, Indonesia, and Pakistan. Local partners have been of great significance for the impact of the program. By being part of GUSO, organizations have learned, achieved impact, and have been enriched. The success of the program is partly due to the fact that it is building on the lessons of 2 other programs, the Unite for Body Rights and ASK. Based on that, we developed a theory of change with 5 outcome areas, and based on our early experiences, we chose for a number of overarching strategies to ensure the program to have impact. First strategy, the multi-component approach, where demand, supply, and support are linked. Collaboration between organizations and strong alliances was stimulated. Second, structural and meaningful engagement of young people, the importance of which, of course, goes without saying. And it is great to see so many young people have been involved in this program. Third, an inclusive, sex-positive, and rights-based approach. Fourth, a gender-transformative approach. Only if we dare to break through role patterns and inequality we will become more free and live together more safely. And the last one, sustainability. This particular GUSO program is coming to an end, but the work definitely is not done yet. It was a very conscious choice to make this program come to an end, which in many countries has been running for more than 5 years. Together, we have achieved a lot of impact and gained an incredible amount of learning experiences. And COVID, of course, made it much more difficult in this last year. This is very problematic, yet much of the work that is still remained, and we can build on those successes. Many results will be sustained by the partners in the countries. And over the years, the SRHR alliances that were developed have become very important, strong civil society players. They gained ownership in this domain, and many partners will continue to work in new configurations. I would like to thank everyone who has contributed to the program, who helped develop it and implement it. And I hope that everyone present will benefit from the knowledge that is going to be shared this week and is going to be inspired by all the experiences and all the changes that have been made in such a way that we really feel what we want to convey in the next few days. Youth is more, youth is power.
Thank you, Ton, for also sharing the story of Antanesh and the importance of the GUSO program. Yes, we're back on camera. So now we're moving over to the closing ceremonies. The last weeks in all GUSO countries, there have been closing ceremonies to celebrate the success of these past 5 years. You probably have been part of these celebrations. So there's a video about these celebrations. Let's go and watch it. And we're back. I'm going to introduce a special guest. Her name is Precious. Welcome, please, to the studio. I know everybody here knows her. They lit up once you came into the room. How are you, Precious?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah, how was your morning?
Yeah, very cold, but
Cold, but you survived.
yeah.
Right. So you have something special with you. Could you explain a little bit about the magazine and also about yourself? Can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes. My name is Precious Jerere. I'm the Senior Program Officer for the Get Up, Speak Out program. I work as Alliance Building Officer, working with the 7 alliances in the 7 countries where GUSO is implemented.
Yeah.
Yes, and today I'm here to share because we are celebrating. It's time to get up and celebrate. We're celebrating the GUSO magazine. Yes, basically a consolidation of all the hard work of all the partners in the GUSO program. You can find the stories of impact here, the voices of young people, the results, the numbers, everything.
So it's all compacted into
All
this beautiful
compacted.
magazine.
Yes.
Wonderful. So I'd like to invite our guest of honor, Pascal Grotenhuis. She's the Director, Social Development and Ambassador of Women's Rights and Gender Equality of the Dutch Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Pascal, please join us.
Yes. Hi, Pascal. Hi, Pascal.
Hi, Precious. Thank you so much.
Yes, we're so happy to have you here because we have something special we would like to share with you. So on behalf of all the partners involved in the GUSO program, we would like to share with you the very first copy of the GUSO magazine.
Oh, wow.
It contains all the stories of impact, the results, the partners, the young people we've worked with in the 5 years. And we'd like you to give you the very first copy as we
Well, thank you
celebrate.
so much. I'm
Yeah.
really looking forward to starting reading this and to see some familiar faces already. Thank you very much. I think it's an inspiration to all of us. And it's very good that you combined everything in a magazine so that we can actually reread it over and over. So thank you very much, Precious.
You're welcome.
Precious, thank you so much.
Thank you, Shishani.
And Pascal, I would like to ask some questions so you can just stay seated.
Thank you very much.
How are you doing?
I'm very good. Thank you very much.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And how does it feel to be at this celebration of 5 years GUSO?
Yeah, it's lovely. It's we were just talking about it. It's always nice to see when a program ends and what the results have been made. And yeah,
To
it's
look back on the process.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
lovely. So I have a few questions
Yes,
here on the
please go ahead.
cards that I will ask you so that I don't forget anything important. Could you explain, especially for the young people who are listening now, why the attention for sexual health and rights has been such an important element of the Dutch international development policy?
It's a good question. I think the attention is very important because we believe that sexual and reproductive health and rights is crucial to achieve sustainable economic development. It's also crucial to achieve gender equality and well-being of girls and women. So for us, it's instrumental to achieve so many other very important things.
Basically the fundament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important for us. And also it's a human right. And in these times, it's not so easy for some people to speak out, even though we agreed on certain things many, many years ago and the beautiful declarations within the United Nations, but also in countries that are quite close to the Netherlands, it's not as easy as it used to be. So it's even more important to speak out, also for the young people and for the women that are not in a position to speak out.
Yes, absolutely. So you are the ambassador for women's rights and gender equality.
Yes.
How do you relate your work as an ambassador to the sexual rights and health rights policy of the Dutch ministry?
Well, the thing is, I'm both the ambassador for women's rights and gender equality, but also the director for the department that works on the programs on sexual rights and reproductive rights. So we are the lead on the diplomacy on this topic, but also on the programs within the United Nations and our embassies. So for me, it's so interlinked. We cannot achieve women's rights, or we cannot achieve gender equality if we do not invest in sexual rights and sexual health. So for me, it's very intertwined, and the programs that we have, like GUSO, but also our programs at the embassy, inspire me to work even more on gender equality. So for me, it's all very interlinked.
Yeah, it's all connected.
Yes,
in that sense.
One cannot go without the other.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Then another question: in what way has the GUSO program been supportive to the Dutch SRHR policy?
I think very. I think we all have the same agenda. I think we want girls and women to have their own choices about their body, about their health, when and whether they want to have children, how many children, with whom, and with whom they want to marry. And a program like GUSO, who invests in educators, in comprehensive sex education, in providing information for young people, is crucial, because without the information, you cannot make the choices. So for us, it's instrumental. And one of the other things that I find really, really important as well is that the raising awareness that the GUSO program did amongst young people, but also amongst the teachers and the parents. And so it becomes a topic that you can talk about, even though in many countries it's not easy, but it's really important. Yeah. And I think the last thing that is really important that we try to do in the ministry as well is real youth participation. So the young people are in the program and they decide on the program, they know how to which information do you need, which questions are there, how to use the mobile phones and the technology. Mm-hmm. We have a youth ambassador for sexual and reproductive health rights. So we try to really involve the young people as well. But I think GUSO and the ministry are very much aligned on this one.
Lovely. What has, in your opinion, been the most successful element of this GUSO program?
Oh, that's tricky because there's so many countries and so many examples. Yeah. What I find personally really important is the youth participation, the real youth participation. So to have the young people for whom this program actually is at the core of the program. And you don't see that often because it's mainly older generation thinking that they know what young people want. So I think
for the youth.
Yes, and then maybe sometimes inviting them to a conference to see if they're right. But this is really into the core. So I find that really important, and I find it really inspiring as well that it empowers young people not only on this field but also on how to work on decision-making processes, how an organization works, and what role they can play and what power they have. So for me, that was really inspirational, and I think that goes across the boards for all the countries. But also the legacy that the program leaves. So I think from the beginning, this program really invested in financial planning, in new what will come after this round. So it's really rooted into the alliances in the country, and that's why it's sustainable. And that's why I'm pretty convinced that it will go on even after this program. So I think that's something that the program can be really proud of as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Are there any things that you found challenging, or now after these 5 years of the program, you think, okay, we could have done that better?
I find it complicated. I think COVID is making things complicated for everybody.
Definitely.
Also in measuring results and being in touch with people. I find that in my own job, but I'm pretty sure that the programs here will find it as well. So I think that will probably have complicated the last year of the program.
Yes.
But on the other hand, you can inform many people through the social media as well, and the Zooms, and so you can even reach out to more people. So I don't know, but I think that's something that I was curious about, how that would be going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll find out.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Pascal, for joining us.
Well, thank you very much. It was a pleasure
And,
to be here.
Yeah, enjoy this celebration
I
of
will.
5 years.
Definitely.
And the beautiful magazine.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So now we're going down memory lane. We're going to watch a video with GUSO's first memories. We'll hear the story of people that have been active since the beginning of GUSO. And there is Vita, Kenneth, Sophie, Alexander. The floor is yours.
A lovely memory from the start of the project was when I joined the initial workshop with the Pakistan team in Dubai. Everyone was excited to build a new project together, and we all worked really hard and had fun coming together as a team.
It was at the kick-off workshop, the first time I got to meet the faces of GUSO Indonesia. Not only the adult, but also young people who are the program manager of the GUSO programs, where we understood about the whole program, the targets and the strategies that we will be implemented, and how we will link and learn from each other.
From the start of the GUSO program, I felt hope for young people's sexual and reproductive health, and a great opportunity to reduce teenage pregnancies and school dropout rates in communities.
A beautiful Wednesday evening in Utrecht 2016, my hometown. That week, the national program coordinators, together with the youth country coordinators and program staff, came together to strategize on the future of GUSO. And that Wednesday evening, we were having an informal dinner at the Ethiopian restaurant in Utrecht, my favorite, by the way. We were having conversations about GTA, NYP, youth leadership, sustainability, capacity strengthening, all these buzzwords. But we were also sharing our cultural backgrounds and personal stories, which were different but also similar in a certain way. Now that evening, that table, that dinner represents GUSO for me. The youth-adult partnerships of the youth country coordinators working together with the national program coordinators, the young people and the adults sitting around that table, working in the GUSO program to build a better future for young people.
When you're around, I know it's true. The way you make me feel is so...
Personally, GUSO means relieving young people of life shackles and providing an opportunity for empowerment to live successful lives. I really believe that this is what GUSO has delivered to young people in Ghana and has contributed to securing a healthy future for Ghana.
I actually, looking back of the old version of myself, where I was still a young person, and I learned to speak out about sexual and reproductive health and rights. So GUSO is actually creating these pathways in more systematic way, in more effective ways, and how do we create champions, youth champions that are able to, speak out about the SRHR and to really take actions.
The different expertise and the different backgrounds of the individuals that for me represent the multi-component approach, which was so important for the Get Up Speak Out program to make it so successful. And it also represents the big family of GUSO for me, because we have grown as individuals working on the GUSO program within all the countries, but also the individuals who transitioned and new people came on board, the family has grown significantly in these 5 years.
To me, GUSO has been like a second family where you may not always agree with each other, but you always support each other and you grow and learn together.
The sun is shining 24/7, 'cause when we're together,
Well, at the end of GUSO program, of course, I feel so proud of our all achievements in the country level, also the partner achievements, but also feel very happy to see the faces of young people that we have been together work with, and then they are now empowered to continue the legacy of GUSO program in all 5 different areas in Indonesia. But also sad because I have to say goodbyes in professional way to these good people working in the GUSO program. But of course, like I wish we can continue what we are doing now, especially with the government support. I'm sure, and I also hope that the best practices that we have created in the GUSO program can be replicated in more areas in Indonesia, so more young people can really get the benefit of the GUSO intervention.
And just like families do not cease to exist, I think it is very important for after GUSO to keep in touch with each other and to make use of each other's expertise and each other's constituencies and networks. I mean, the global is a big village and we are those villages, the GUSO villagers. And therefore, I would like to invite everybody to keep in touch with each other and build upon each other's work, experience, beliefs, opinions, thoughts, ideas, and to stay close to each other.
Indeed, it is worth celebrating GUSO as it comes to a close. But it brings me mixed feelings. While I am very happy and proud of the life enhancement skills and tools GUSO has provided to several and different young people to realize their life ambitions, I also feel very sad that many more young people in different locations in Ghana have not had the opportunity to experience GUSO. I wish GUSO was everywhere in Ghana for every young person, no matter where he or she lived.
And today, as the project comes to an end, I'm feeling a little nostalgic, but mostly proud of what we have achieved. We have built connections and a strong foundation to support young people's rights around the world.
We are now moving over to a live conversation with Judy from Kenya. Let's see if the sound is coming through.
Hi, Shishani.
Yes, Judy, how are you?
I'm fine.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's been lovely getting to know more about this program. I was also once in Kenya in 2014, a long time ago. I've always wanted to go back, but now talking to you, I have a little bit the feeling that that I can connect again with Kenya.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome to Kenya. Yeah.
So, some questions about your involvement with GUSO. We're now speaking to Judy Amina, the youth coordinator from Kenya. One of the things when GUSO started in 2016 was that the position of a youth country coordinator was created in every GUSO country. In Kenya, there was a massive response of young people to get this job, but you were the one that got the position, right?
Yeah.
How was that for you?
Well, when I first saw the position, I thought, wow, this is a position that would really help me grow myself, grow in the space of reproductive health that I want to grow in, and also be able to work with more young people. So getting that position was empowering for me, and that I was able to represent the young people in Kenya on reproductive health, being able to work with the rest of the young people who had also applied for this position but were not able to get in. It did give me the power, it did give me the voice that I was able to represent and work with young people in a way that has not happened for the SRHR Alliance in Kenya in the other years that implementation has happened for reproductive health programs. Yeah.
Wonderful. Now, how was your first day in the office of the Kenya Alliance? Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, we always make a joke of the first day at work because sometimes it can be uncomfortable. But the good thing about this is that even with the national program coordinator at that time, he was very supportive. I got very supportive colleagues, and I think it's with the understanding that had come with the GUSO program, they were more open to work with a young person. And I think when I joined, I was 23 years, and I actually didn't feel out of place. I always had support throughout my work. I always had guidance, and I felt welcomed by the whole Alliance team. So once in a while, I would feel maybe a bit scared to get into meetings, but once I was there, everyone treated me like any other colleague. So I was happy to be there, and I was happy to be given direction and also grow with the rest of the people. Yeah.
Amazing. Now, you work closely with the national coordinator on the overall coordination of GUSO in Kenya. How is it to work in such a youth-adult relationship?
Well, it's actually a great opportunity. So I do work very closely with my colleagues, mostly the national program coordinator, and we do have others, one more who's also the monitoring officer, who's also an adult. And I think initially what my thought was, I thought that maybe it would be difficult for me to be able to put through my thoughts and my opinions. But it's been surprisingly very supportive and very easy to work with the adults in my organization. So the thing that I've seen that has worked is that we've had meetings every week on what we are supposed to do throughout maybe the week and the next coming week. But I was never sidelined, like the person who's only supposed to take minutes or the person who's supposed to just check the admin issues. I had very concrete things that I was doing. I had a work plan that was concrete and I was able to report to everyone else what I'm doing and the achievements and the things that I've been able to do throughout the implementation of the program. So never did I feel like I was just an addition to working with the program coordinator, but I felt like we are a team. So throughout, we had a previous program coordinator here, and now I work with Mikali, the national program coordinator. It's always been a partnership. Never have I felt like just another addition to the program. Yeah.
Beautiful. And why would you say it is important to have youth leaders in such organizations?
It's very important. I actually think it should never even be a question because we are working for the reproductive health and rights of young people. When you have someone who is young and can relate to the young people sitting in such positions, then the young people are more at ease. Young people can come through into our office anytime because they know I'm here, and they can come in and present their ideas and share what they want to happen. We've had youth-led initiatives with young people because they know I'm here and they can present their cases and anything that they would want to do, and would actually present it to the board or present it to the national program coordinator and would have it done. It puts more young people, even give them the confidence that there's someone who's also looking out for them. So it's a position that I would say every organization or even every program would need to have. It would give even more results and you'd be happy to see that.
Judy, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you'll be celebrating with these GUSO celebrations. There's a lot to look back on. So we will now move over to inviting Marijke and Koen.
So, good morning to all of you. Here we are at the end of GUSO, and I'm sitting here with Koen Beum, whom a lot of you will know. Koen, yes, 5 years ago, we're going also to have some memories, a kind of memory lane between the two of us. You were there already 5 years ago in Dance for Life, your first steps into GUSO. Can you tell me a bit more about how was it?
My first steps into GUSO, I think, 5 years ago, you're right. I think I was even there when we were writing the proposal here in the Netherlands, sort of taking all the learnings of asking UFBR, which Tan was mentioning about, along into a new proposal. But I think when I think of the beginning of GUSO, I especially have to think of the startup workshop in Ethiopia that I facilitated together with Henk and Bettine. And really sort of seeing then the program come to life and to see all the different Ethiopian partners working together and sort of figuring out of, okay, which kind of part shall I play in this GUSO program, and how can we together sort of bring the fear of change come to life and really accomplish something here.
Yeah.
I think that was very inspiring to be at that moment.
Yeah.
And I'm actually also curious to hear from you, actually, because you were there, of course, also at the beginning in a leading role as GUSO program manager. So what was your ambition actually when you started?
Yes, well,
when this all started.
Yeah, my ambition. Yeah, I was program manager at the time, and my ambition was really that it would be the best program ever for young people. We already had UFBR, the Unite for Body Rights program. We had the ASK program. So we had rehearsed quite a lot, and the results of these programs were going well. So my ambition was now with GUSO to have really the grand final. This was going to be the real greatest program for young people. And we also made some changes because, of course, we always learn from these programs. That will also come up in this week. But at that time, what did we learn, and what was really important also for me in fulfilling the ambition is, as you say, these ride shops. They were quite new. It was far more than earlier that countries could write their own proposal. Of course, there was this overall theory of change, but great value was attached to the context of the country. So that was really great to have all the countries write their proposal in their context. And another thing, of course, which was very exciting, I think, is that we're going to work on better collaboration on sustaining alliances, which has been so far quite unique, because in these programs you focus on SRHR outcomes, but not so much on the collaboration between organizations. So with the countries, we invested a lot in building these alliances, so that the SRHR work would not stop with the program, that it could go beyond. And so also a very great thing to start now with the new program. And the last thing, of course, Pascal also mentioned it, youth participation. It was, for the first time, I think that in such programs you had youth country coordinators at the highest level. So great ambitions and great things to start with. Yeah. Well, we already talked about the learning. When you think of these 5 years, what is then something that will always come back into your mind? Maybe also with a personal touch to when you think of GUSO.
So when I think of GUSO, what comes to mind, I think, is especially a project trip that I did with the program team into Kenya, where it really, I think that was the first time that I really saw the entire GUSO program in action. And it was really something amazing to see, to see all those different organizations in Kisumu that was actually working together, but at the same time, each playing to its own strength. So each organization was really okay, this is what I'm best at, and the other organization is better at doing that. And together we have built this program that really targets young people and empowers young people to make safe sexual choices and to go for services, but also to advocate for better rights.
Yeah.
And to see all those components in action and actually coming together, I think that was really aspiring to see, but also it was one of the learnings is that it's so important to work with the right partners, and that from the beginning you really have to sit together and together build that alliance and know what you're good at, but also really appreciate what the others are doing and give each other that space.
Yeah. Now I recognize that very well. Yeah.
And so how was that for you then?
yes, I think that is also a learning that I really take with me. Well, there are so many things because it's really a very, very rich program. And I see all these young people coming by who received sexuality education, who went sometimes for the first time to service providers. And it's really, really, it was so important that we could reach so many people. We will hear about it more in later this morning. For me personally, it is these people, it is these young people that really matter. And yeah, personally, I think the people who have worked with me know that I'm very passionate about GUSO, and I still see GUSO as a very, very precious gift to me. Because it also gives you a kind of family. Maybe it sounds a bit strange, but we have become a kind of family in these 5 years. And it means that we came to know each other better. It means that we were close, but also had very hot discussions. We had struggles. All these things that you have in a normal family. Also a lot of fun together. So yeah, these are things that I think really make GUSO very, very worth it. And I also hope to that more attention can be paid in the future to look back also at this program and not to run immediately into other programs. Of course, you have to start with other programs, but there is so much material. So I hope that we will have a chance also to really go into GUSO for all these learnings. Yeah.
Yeah. In the coming weeks, or in the coming days, to really dive into that.
Yeah, and I for instance, an example, something that I also learned is, of course, advocacy is now one of the main components of the new programs. Advocacy was also in GUSO, but always in relation to providing education, information, and the services. But that's also an important learning for me is what you see in advocacy is that it is done in the countries often in a very respectful way towards the stakeholders, towards the district official, towards the leaders, the community leaders. So often when you use the word advocacy, you think, we are going to protest, we're going on the streets, like you saw in the video in the beginning of Get Up, Speak Out. And these, of course, are also important mechanisms. But to be respectful to the leaders, because you know they're not on your side, but you want to bring them on your side. And that is, that has been very successful. I think of Malawi, I think of other countries. So yeah, also a learning. And I can continue for a while, but maybe you also have one to add.
Yeah, I think in what you were saying about advocacy and the different levels there, and how important it is to have those close relationships with local government stakeholders as well, in order to take them along and to really be able to implement a program that in many countries that we work is seen as really progressive, and that is sometimes also difficult to get those people along. But then when you see that, often when you explain then what actually the intention is and then align with those people, you can see actually that really a lot is possible. And that is, I think, something indeed that everybody who's involved within GUSO did so well, and you could really see how important it is to be rooted into your own society. But then at the same time, I think we've already spoken and heard so much about young people and them being the center, and that they were really involved within GUSO, because in the end, of course, this is a program, well, for young people, but also by young people. And in order to have impact, you really need to know what young people feel, what they think, and what they like and what they don't like.
Yeah.
And I think with the youth country coordinators and all the different mechanisms that have been set up, the GUSO was constantly in touch with those young people, and I think that was also something great to see, and inspiring.
Yeah.
So
yeah. You will. I think we will see it in the program that it's almost all driven by young people. But I think a special thing that also came up in GUSO is young people in the lead, yes, but also working on youth-adult partnerships, which is, I haven't seen it so strongly expressed in other programs as in GUSO, because, well, we as I explained in the beginning, we had this new thing of youth coordinators at the highest level, but they worked together with the national coordinators, adults, because I think not only young people can be inspiring, adults in this program can also be very inspiring. So we saw quite a lot of good examples from adults working in a youth-adult relationship with young people, and of course that has a great advantage because young people can get new experiences, but don't forget that adults will also get new experience of how it is to do it in such a way. So I think, and it also helps, of course, to sustain it. Yeah.
And is there also, when you think of it, when you think of sort of personal memories, is there some memory that comes to mind when you think back on GUSO?
Yeah, then I think, well, I think for all of us, the visits are from here, from Utrecht, from the Netherlands to the countries are the most important. And yeah, then I have very many personal memories of just having talks, being part of focus discussions, visiting sometimes girls in very difficult circumstances. I've been to Afar in Ethiopia, which was also very impressive. But I've also been to Ghana and other countries. It is the field visits that really come across my mind when I think of this. But I think we have to end our conversation. We can continue for hours, as you may have heard. But yes, this is memory lane. But we are also going to pay attention to the present and probably also to the future this week. So, okay.
We just had some technical difficulties with the movie about memory lane with the different people speaking. So we're just going to try and see if we can start that video again with sound this time. Unfortunately, something is blocking us from hearing the sound, but hopefully you'll be able to see the video later. Now, I'm standing here also as a musician. Something that I do actually more often is create music, perform music. So when my good friend Jerry asked me if I wanted to perform a song during this event, of course I said yes. I'll be sharing a song which is very dear to me, and I'll also explain why. Now, the title of the song is Minority. And thinking about youth and young people growing up in different countries, it's already quite a task and quite a challenge figuring out who you are, finding your identity, getting to know your body, getting to know your sexuality, getting to know just who you are and how you move in this world and what you want to be doing. And in some countries, it's much harder to explore these options and to express yourself and to express your feelings and to express your identity, to express your sexuality than in other countries. I myself was born in Namibia, but came to the Netherlands when I was 5 years old. And I've seen big differences when it comes to relationships, sexual relationships between these two countries, how people deal with it culturally. Especially looking at queer relationships, if you think of transgender persons, if you think of gay communities, it's often a taboo in many, many countries, and people face a lot of issues, a lot of violence and exclusion from communities. Now, this was my moment as a young person to get up and to speak out. So I wrote this song basically to deal with these issues and to actually hope that we could look at everybody to be, even though we're different, still equal parts of community, so that everybody can be seen, everybody can be heard, everybody can be valued. And by speaking out, I noticed that especially young girls found support within the song because they felt seen and they felt heard and they felt valued. So I really learned how important it is to speak out, to be visible, and to raise issues, to raise questions. So to everybody who's out there doing hard work, you know, going into the battlefield, so to say, to defend your rights, I'm really proud of you guys, and I'd like to share the song, Minority.
You got rules telling me what to do. Is there anybody checking up on you? Well, I'm no fool. I do what I've got to do. Many have died for the freedom of mind, for the freedom of truth. Could you be guilty for being a little bit different from the rest? Come on, come on, come on now, people. Put yourself to the test. Every minority has a priority. We want to be equally free. Love me or hate me, discriminate me, but you can't change the way I feel. Who is the one to judge? Telling me who to love, telling me how to live, telling me what life is. Oh, how you're mistreating me. I said, oh, how you're mistreating me. And oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no. This ain't the way. Oh, 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 no, 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 no. What you say is that I'm not supposed to be walking the surf. I don't deserve to live a free life. I know I've so much to give to you. I feel no shame despite your blame, 'cause my love is real. Could you be guilty for being a little bit different from the rest? Oh, come on, come on, come on now, people. Put yourself to the test. Every minority has a priority. We want to be equally free. Love me or hate me, discriminate me, but you can't change the way I feel. Who is the one to judge? Telling me who to love, telling me how to live, telling me what life is. Oh, how you're mistreating me. I said, oh, how you're mistreating me. And oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no. This ain't the way. Oh, 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 no. No, no, no. Oh, no, 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 no. We need a black sheep to distract us from reality. Point your finger at me. I bet that makes it easy. We need to realize where the true problem lies. It ain't who you are, but the size of your mind. Can you see with your heart and the past preconceptions? Can you see my soul past the labeling section? This is who I am. Gonna stand up proud. Won't let no one bring me down. Ooh, won't let no one bring me down. No.
There we go.
I think that was excellent performance by Shishani. And I think we all appreciated that. Something very excellent. So I think we are about to share some results.
I think we're live, yes. Hastings, how are you?
Good. How are you? That was excellent. Shishani, can you get me?
Okay, now I hear you.
That was excellent performance.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
I'm looking forward to your presentation. I think you're going to share something with us.
Yeah. Great. So maybe wait for the animation of the results. Then I'll take it from there.
Okay. Is there a... Oh no, there is a presentation that you have, and I think we have to go straight into it.
Okay. Thank you very much. So I think what I have here is to share the results from Malawi. Perhaps there was supposed to be like a visual animation of our results. So Shishani, can you pick it from there? There's supposed to be an animated results for Malawi. Then I will explain after the animation.
All right. I think there's no sound. We're having some issues with the sound throughout the session. So perhaps you could share some things with us?
Okay. Then I relied on that presentation, but I can share maybe through narrations, perhaps, because the only presentation that I relied is on that one. So in terms of Malawi, I think, yeah, we are happy. We are towards the end of GUSO program. And the good case that we can share is that we have achieved most of our outcome areas. And we know some of us here are implementers of GUSO. So we have 5 outcome areas. And as the country, we have attempted all the outcome areas. So what we could share is that in the animated video, you could see that we have managed to do more in some of the outcome areas. For example, if we talk of, for example, young people that have reached with in terms of messages and information, we have done exceedingly well, because I think our target was that we reach to 4 million, and we have actually surpassed that. The same with services, apart from information. The services, on that one, I think we actually did extremely well, because the plan, the target at the initial stage was that we reach out only 500,000. But I think we did it like almost like 10 times more. Basically, there could be some other factors that we'll actually share at a later stage. Because if you are in millions and then you plan to say, okay, we'll reach about to 500,000, then it says something. At the same time, in terms of the number of persons reached via campaigns, through the media and other social campaigns, we have also exceeding it done well, because the target was at 19 million, and we managed to reach as far as about 144 million as we are reporting now. So you could see that there are a lot of factors that have alluded to the same. And finally, in terms of youth involvement, I really liked the centrality of young people in this program, where we planned to at least we were at 26% in terms of young people being part of decision makers, but now we have exceeded it to almost like 40% now. There's that increase. So you see that we have done exceedingly well in most of these areas, and there are stories behind all these statistics, much as we have not achieved in some areas. For example, in terms of direct service delivery, we have been lowly reporting because in terms of key pattern, in terms of service provision, it's only direct service provision is only one. But the indirect service provision, we have young people who are trained as the community-based youth distribution agent. So they have been in the forefront of distribution of the services, and we have really achieved exceedingly well. So in summary, maybe this is how I can share our case as to how we have actually achieved the a lot as far as the 5 outcome areas are concerned. Unless if you have some guiding questions that I can actually share.
Yes,
based in a
We fell
specific
away
sector.
for a little moment, so I might ask something that you did say already, but let me just run through the questions here. So many more services than expected were delivered to young people, as you just said. Thinking of Malawi, how did the referral system work?
Great. Yeah, so in terms of the referral system, in Malawi, we are working in 2 districts, and these are the rural areas and very hard to reach areas. So you'd appreciate that to make sure that services are being, or young people are being referred to health service centers, we had to come up with an approach that was already championed by the government, but we had to amplify the same. So we have what I already shared to say, we have youth community distribution agents. These are young people who are trained and are actually given some commodities and supplies, particularly the short-term methods of family planning, STIs, and others. So these are young people who are based right there in the communities, in the villages, and their role is that they reach out to young people through youth clubs, through door-to-door services. So they have been so central in terms of making sure that young people are being motivated, young people are being encouraged, young people have information so that they can access services. Apart from that, we have a key partner, as I said, Family Planning Association of Malawi. It's a member of IPPF, and they are into service delivery. So they have what they call the youth life centers. These are youth-friendly health services centers, where actually, apart from young people coming to get STI services, HTC services, but they also actually entertain themselves right there in the centers whilst they are running. So I think that has also encouraged a lot of young people to access services. In the similar way, since I shared already that we are implementing our program in very hard to reach areas, then we saw the need of taking the services to the young people right there in the villages. So we do what we call outreach sessions, where the partners in Malawi, almost all the partners, they engage district health centers because they are taking a class. So they provide health service provider personnel in terms of nurses, in terms of clinicians and the like. So we come up with like an arrangement whereby we organize outreach sessions right there in very hard to reach areas, so that even those people who are hard to be reached, they should actually access services. We talk of HTC, we talk of even counseling on GBV, even cases of STIs and the like. So that has also helped a lot. And apart from that, we in Malawi, we have a strategy on youth-friendly health services. It's a government strategy. Now it has come to an end, but the Alliance and other partners have also been key in revising the same. So recently, FIBA, Family Planning Association of Malawi, organized a strategy review session where the Alliance and other partners were there. It ran from 2021 to 2025 or so. In that strategy, there are standards on what should be qualified as a youth-friendly health services. So the strategy runs concurrently to the strategy. And so what we have done is to empower the service providers so that they are aware of what young people are expecting if they go to a clinic or a health center, so that they can be encouraged to come again next day, because they have been accepted in a way that is very friendly unto them. So I think the combination of all these has actually led to an increase in terms of young people's access to services.
Thank you so much, Hastings, for sharing this. I hope you're also celebrating seeing all these wonderful results that you've been making the past 5 years. So I hope this will be a beautiful week of celebrations. And we shall now move on to Wulan from Indonesia.
Hi.
Hello, hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
How are you doing?
I'm good, Shishani. How are you?
Wonderful. Good to meet you, even though it's this way, virtually.
Yeah.
Now, you wrote the motto, the winning motto. Youth is more, youth is power.
Right.
So we would like to know a little bit about you and what inspired you to write this motto.
Well, I'm Wulan, and I was the project officer of GUSO at IPP Bali. And I also volunteer in youth center of IPP Bali. I have working as a project manager for 3 years maybe, and I found that many interesting thing that I can create as a stories that then inspire me to create that motto.
Okay, Beautiful. Can you tell us how you got involved with GUSO?
So like I mentioned before, as a project officer, I help my program manager to define and then implement and also evaluate the programs. We also, we write report regularly, and sometimes I also involve in the advocacy. To, um, to uh, to encourage the government. Yeah.
I see. So when you were coming up with the motto, was it like hours of thinking what it should be, or was it something that came to you very quickly? How did that go?
Yeah, actually it's interesting and a funny moments because actually I didn't need much time to write that. I submitted the motto just 2 hours before the deadline, and the motto actually just popped up to my mind. Like I tried to write my experience while I'm an GUSO, and I don't know, but the youth is power just come like, oh, okay, I think I should write this. So it just come like that.
It came like that. And how is it to be the winner, the global winner?
I didn't expect, even in the national level, I didn't expect to be the winner because I believe that all motto has different stories, and also all the mottos reflect the writer's stories itself. So I think that it's I have just a little bit chance to be the winner, but on August, if I'm not mistaken, my program manager told me that I'm the winner of the international motto winner. So it's kind of like
a surprise.
Yeah, surprise.
Yeah, great. And what do you think that the motto means for other youth?
Basically, I created the motto based on my experience, but I believe that maybe all of us, especially the youth who work in this project, in this GUSO project, we get the power. Before I involved in the GUSO, I'm not really confident to talk to adult. I believe that I'm just a kid then, and I don't have enough knowledge to speak up my voice to the adult. But after I involved in the GUSO, I got many workshops, and then I gained many knowledge, skills, and it makes me realize that, oh, okay, as a youth, I have power, and I should use that power to make a change. Yeah, I'm sure that all of us in the GUSO feel the same as me. Yeah.
Wonderful. So now it's a week of celebrating 5 years of GUSO. What will you be doing?
I think that I will try to spare my time to join all these sessions for this session. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Well, wonderful. I hope you have a great time. It was nice to talk to you, nice to meet you. And I wish you all the best with all your work.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Shishani. Yeah,
Bye-bye.
thank you so much. Bye-bye.
So now, Ton and Pascal are back in studio live with us, and they will be opening the GUSO exhibition. Yes, there's an exhibition. GUSO developed an online space, excuse me, to show all results, where you can find all the research and other important documents that every country has its own room. This exhibition will stay all year, and it can be used to showcase the great results of the GUSO program. Are you ready to open the exhibition?
I think we are.
Well, please take it away.
Ta-da!
There we go. Lovely. So now let's watch a video for a tour of the exhibition.
what we'll show you a little bit, because there are some issues with the audio, is what the video actually, what the digital space actually means. And Tom is going to guide us through it. I think.
Should I go to Ethiopia?
Yeah. This is the space for Ethiopia. It's a bit more white than you know Ethiopia looks like, but when we dive into it, I'm sure we will see more of Ethiopia itself. Thank you. There will be, of course, well, I've talked about the Fantanesh story before, and I think it's good that we have personal stories that we can actually see. And Tom, can you show us a little bit about the projects, what we see there?
Yeah. I think the story is more telling.
Yeah.
Thank you. Beautiful photo. And very inspirational to everybody who wants to be inspired by what young people can achieve.
Okay, and if we go and look for other countries, of course, there's 7 countries in the program. For example, Indonesia. Can you show us Indonesia, what we see there? And yeah, and Kenya. But we're on our way to Indonesia. There is Indonesia. And I think also here we see the projects and specific results from Indonesia, and very likely also personal story, Ika's story. And I think in this way, very cheerful picture. And I think in this way, it's a very good way to actually get a sense on what the program is. And I think it's also very long lasting, as we can see what the results are. So I think would be good if everyone visits and at your own time and sort of see what GUSO actually achieved in the 7 countries. So thank you, Pascal.
Thank you, Ton and Pascal, for sharing that with us. You can find the exhibition on getupspeakout.org and click on exposition, and you'll be able to find all the information. I also hope that the videos that didn't work during the session might be available there. I'm sure that the team will be working on making them available for you, so you can also look them back. Well, my dear friends, my dear onlookers, it's been wonderful to have you here. This was the opening of the grand celebration, looking back on 5 years of the GUSO program. Beautiful results have been made. And this week will also be full of sessions, and you can register for these sessions also on getupspeakout.org to be able to take part in these sessions. I would like to thank you all. It's been amazing being here, the whole team that you don't see right now, but there's a room full of people filming and trying to make this happen so that we can still connect from all over the world. So I'd like to thank you. My name is Shishani, and Judy and Dagam, please take over. All the best. And remember to get up and speak out. Goodbye.